Judging for the Tampa Pro just wrapped up. We're talking about the open men's bodybuilding. That's the segment of the show most of you wanted to see. Hunter versus John. I know there's 9 guys in the show, but it's really the Hunter versus John show. They were the final call out. Right now, I'm giving it to Hunter. I don't know who isn't giving it to Hunter. With all due respect to Jonathan, Jonathan looks fantastic. Definitely wouldn't know he was away from the stage for over 3 years. Great work with Jonathan and his coach, Patrick Tour. Hunter has brought an entirely new package. I've never seen Hunter like this. Bigger than he's ever been. His back in particular, a couple years ago, his back was very cringy. Not horrible, but certainly not anything special where you'd be like, wow. His rear double bicep shot now, it's one of the best out there. Considering a couple years ago, it was not anywhere near one of the best. It was nothing you wanted to discuss. So Hunter looking phenomenal. Probably has us all locked up. He's bigger than, I don't know what the weight difference is. He looks bigger. He's so much wider. Great structure. Really brought the fullness, the condition, presentation, confident up there. Jonathan looks great too. Let you know who the rest of the top 4 is probably going to be. The first call out was Hunter, John, of course. Brady King, I'm not overly familiar with, and Joel Thomas. Joel Thomas, former Legion Sports champ in the past. Joel looked really good too. He's a solid 3rd place. Brady King from Ohio looked good. Little light in the legs. I'm really surprised he was in that top 4. And I'm very nitpicky. It's not personal, guys, when I talk about your physique or your favorite guy's physique. It's all business, guys. I'm just picking physiques apart. Second call out, they had Brady Stay and Joel Stay, and they added Lewis Breed from the UK and Nate Spear from New Hampshire, a little north of me in Massachusetts. I got to say, Lewis Breed, he was the freak that I expected based on the pictures and the videos I've been seeing. He was just on MD Global Muscle with Giles Thomas just a few days ago on Wednesday morning. You can still see that interview. He looked really good, thick, kind of a thick waist though, a little wide and thick in the waist. Not the most aesthetically pleasing guy. Did bring pretty damn good condition, and he's massive quads, shoulders, arms. He's just a thick guy. Just not the prettiest structure and shape. Otherwise, he would have been in contention for that. Not a lot of guys. As we said, there was only 9 guys in the show. It was Lewis Breed, Jonathan De La Rosa. Stephen Daniels from Connecticut did not show up. Not sure what happened with Stephen. Roy Evans from Spring, Texas, former Classic Physique competitor. He's added some size. I still think he's at that point right now, in terms of mass. He's got beautiful shape and proportion, symmetry, and all that. I feel like he's somewhere between Classic and Open. He still needs a little bit more mass to be pushing these guys. Brady, Hunter. Fred Smalls, 47 years old. He won the Masters over 40 here a couple days, Thursday. Looked very much in, and wasn't out of place up here with the Open guys at all. He's now definitely one of the favorites heading into the Masters Olympia in 3 weeks. Phil Clahar, of course, probably the favorite at this point. Nate Spear looked great, and Joel Thomas. So yeah, man, Hunter looks like he's got this all set. The finals are starting in 2.5 hours. They'll do wellness and bikini and then Open. So I'm guessing if they start on time, Open will go on sometime between 4:30 and 5. That's my best estimate. But let's see what you guys have to say. Mike Cox is there. He confirmed, in person. He's sitting right there, and he said Hunter looks just nuts. Hunter looks crazy. Guarido Nutricionista from Brazil, not Spain, not Spanish. I don't speak any Portuguese, guys, my Brazilian friends. I'm so sorry about that. Didn't marry a Portuguese woman or Brazilian. I married a Cuban, so Spanish is my thing. Mohit Tehran, how Hunter looked. From the live stream, which I got on TimGardnerProductions.com, Hunter looked fantastic. He's going to be back in the conversation for top 5 at the Olympia. He got knocked down a couple spots. He went from 4th to 7th from 2021 to 22. So people were starting to say, Hunter sucks, blah, blah, blah. Now they're going to be back on his jock. Trust me, that's how it goes. People have short memories. You're only as good as your last show, and based on what we saw today, a lot of people are going to be talking up Hunter. Let's see what you guys, what else? K-Town Crypto King, Lee Labrada, my first inspiration, 1990. Yeah, I had pictures of him up on my wall in 87, 88, 89. Nigel Christian Lomax, I think Hunter won every pose except for the back pose. Oh, who do you think beat him in the back poses? I'm curious. The other 3 guys had better back poses from the pics I've seen. I wouldn't agree with that. I think he had more detail and separation, even than John. No, I have him winning all I can't think of any pose he's not winning, to be honest. And I'm not overly biased towards Hunter. I like John a lot too. I have no horse in this game, guys. Quindale, Hunter will take first place. I agree. Guarido, Nutritionista, Nate could have taken Brady. Yeah, I mean, Brady looked really good, but again, if you're talking about a balanced, complete physique, his legs really don't match his upper body. He needs bigger thighs, more sweep to them, and Nate has those thighs. So, just Jen says we also have a short clip with Lewis too, so check that on the clips when you go and check out the videos. What's up, Jen? Nigel Christian Lomax again. I'm surprised Lewis did not make the first call out. Yeah, I mean, I would have. It's not the prettiest physique, but I still would add him in that. If it's a 4-man call out, I don't see why he's going to be doing worse than 4th. But based on the call outs, it looks like maybe 5th place out of 9 guys. Let's see. Which, it's not horrible, but Arturo Avalos, what shows are you covering live this year? Last year you did them all. I don't think we're going to be at anything till the Olympia. It really doesn't make sense to be there in person anymore when everyone else is just staying their asses home and not spending any money to go to the shows. It doesn't make any sense anymore. Yeah, Guardido, I remember. That was a couple weeks ago we talked on the chat. Awesome pre-show interview with Hunter. Yeah, please check that out if you haven't already. How you remember? Rodolfo Ibarra. Ron, you think a lot of people throw shade and hate towards Fuad? How do you think regarding his brand and support? Success breeds envy and jealousy, and Fuad's been very successful. He's built his podcast up tremendously over the past few years. Supplement brand hostile. So it's just jealousy. So yeah, he's going to get a lot of that. Flavor of the week in some ways. Not really. I forget what you're talking about, Jen. Spoiler, man. Hunter needs this huge win. He has taken a lot of heat. Yeah. Like I said, people are talking crap because you're only as good as your last show. They think he bombed out at the Olympia last year. His condition was off. Wasn't the best Hunter. He still took 7th in the world, but he dropped from 4th to 7th. So immediately people see that as a massive failure. He saw it as a failure. Him and his coach, Ben Chow, they call that a slingshot year where they got pulled back and now they're coming back forward. And that's exactly the way I see it. I think he's really going to change a lot of people's perspective on him today. He already has, basically. Hellboy. What's that, Alberto? Hellboy was a great movie. Yeah. Just Jen, but Hunter has proved he's much more than a flavor of the week. If he looks as good or better, he could rival Andrew at Texas. Oh, he's going to battle Andrew. I wouldn't say for a minute Andrew's going to beat him or he's going to beat Andrew. I think it's going to be a real battle. And it's like I did an article in the MD that just came out with Logan Franklin on the cover, The Battle for Texas. It's going to be a really good competition overall, but I'm just saying those two guys, I think that's what the most of the excitement's going to be is Hunter versus Andrew, because they were 7th and 8th at the Olympia last year. They're neck and neck. Let's see. Go back. Josefa Iparaguir. How does the matchup look between Hunter and John? Not watch the pay-per-view. It's a good matchup. John is pushing him, but I have Hunter all day. I can't imagine he's not getting all first place votes at this point. He's looking nuts. Looking great. Nigel, again, look at the back double. Look at the top from the bottom in separation. It's also the way Hunter poses it. I don't know. I think his back double bicep's pretty damn great. Just, Jen, the more successful someone, the more haters they'll have. Haters are a sign of success, yeah. 100%. Raymond Jones, I still have Andrew beating Hunter. Well, we'll see. I mean, it's not going to be, if he does beat him, it's not going to be easy. He's going to have to work for it. Hunter's damn good. Lazola Dali, Hunter looks amazing. However, his waist is still looking blocky in relation to others. It looks tight, yes, but I don't see a blocky waist on him. Am I seeing a different show than you guys? I don't know. Rodolfo Ibarra, what do you think of the Hostile supplement formulas? I've never tried them. I have no opinion on the Hostile supplement brand. I've never tried them, so I can't say. Just Jen, from what I saw in your interview, Hunter is totally dialed in for the show, mind and body. Yeah, and I like the fact that he said in the interview, I was praising how great he looked on social media, Instagram, and he said, that doesn't mean shit. None of that means shit. All that matters is how I look on stage. And that was refreshing to hear, because so many people we see looking awesome on Instagram, it doesn't translate. They don't end up looking like that on stage on the day of the show where it really counts, because the judges aren't going back and looking at your Instagram and judging you by that. They're judging you right there on stage in front of them compared to the other guys. Everyone looks great on their own. Everyone looks great in that special spot in the gym with the great lighting when they're all pumped up in the veins in the sun, and everyone looks awesome like that, but that doesn't matter. It's not the show. This is the show. Let's see. Guarido. I got to move this thing down. Guarido, again, Hunter really did the job. Some people say it was because of the switch for whole foods and better digestion anyway he mealed today. Yeah, he's eating all whole foods now. He's not having all the shakes anymore. clearly it makes a difference. He never looked like this before. There was always like a little film. His condition was never really that clear. The separations were never that clear and deep the way they are now. And I honestly think the body just treats whole food differently. I'm not a nutrition expert, but you see it. That's the only major change he really made over the past 8 months or so since the Olympia, was switching from a few shakes a day to all food now. So there must be something to that. Lang Jun-Shin is in. Carlos's chances against Hunter and Andrew, he's got a great chance. He could beat them both. Who knows? We haven't seen Carlos on a pro stage yet. Very, very much looking forward to seeing Carlos on stage against Hunter and Andrew and all the rest of the competitors. Tony Ruggiero said he was 9 pounds lighter than the Olympia. It's not like he grew that much muscle. It's called getting rid of the fat, and water brings out the detail. Yeah, when you're super conditioned, you look bigger. It's just a fact of life. Unless you go flat and, all the glycogen's out of your muscles. But yeah, it just shows you conditioning. Conditioning is so critical. He looks bigger. Technically, he's not bigger. He's actually smaller on the scale, as Tony points out. But man, it's all an illusion. Bodybuilding is an illusion. It's how you pose. It's how you present your physique. Royal Zach, sorry, Andrew is too big, heavy, and symmetrical for Hunter. Andrew would have to come in to lose his levels this game. We'll see. Yeah, I mean, if you're an Andrew fan, you know what? Of course, that's your guy. You want him to win. You fully expect him to win, and maybe he will. We'll see. Nothing's happened yet. This show is still 2 weeks away. Tony Ruggiero again. If Carlos could come in as hard as these two, I think he wins it. I've been judging over 30 years. I don't think he'll be that hard first time out in the pros. I hope he is. I would hate for Carlos to lose just on condition. I hate to see anybody lose on condition. I want to see everyone at their very best condition, and then we're judging everything else. If it comes down to condition, yeah, we'll see. He's never, I've never seen Carlos at 100%. When he won nationals, if I'm going to throw out a number, 85% of his best condition was what we saw when he turned pro. So let's see. He's had some time to work on it. Terry Rabaza, I am here now, and Hunter looks great. He's got this. So there we got somebody who's right there in Tampa. Can't wait to see Andrew versus Hunter. Yeah, Nigel again. I think overall, as far as conditioning, other than Arnold New York Pro, this was the best show in North America so far. Thank you, finally. Yeah, we're watching. I have to say, watching it on the stream, it's not the same as being there. It's not even the same as when you see the high resolution pictures that are posted. NPC News Online puts them up. Bodybuilders Without Borders seems to post a lot of their pictures like right away. And you can see the difference. You can see how conditioned they are in the photos versus, the resolution on my computer monitor. It's a new computer, but still, it's not like as crystal clear as these pictures would show. I will not be at the Texas Pro, Joseba. No. Next show, as far as I know, that I'm going to is Olympia. Rodolfo, if I get Fuad to send you a box of supplements, will you give an honest review on MD? No, we don't review supplements on MD, except we review the sponsor supplements if they advertise with us. Yeah, we don't just that's what it's all about. Supplement companies advertise. We don't just give them free advertising. Why would we do that? That'd be silly. Just Jen, we're not going to be in Texas, but we'll be covering the show in detail. Yeah, we'll be here both days. We'll see. We'll probably get some more people in on that coverage instead of just me. Mark, John looked the biggest next to Justin and Stanimal, yet he looks small next to Hunter. Yeah, I think it's more of a structure thing because John is not a small guy. He's got a lot of muscle mass. He's a couple inches shorter. He's probably about 3 inches shorter, 4 inches shorter than Hunter. Not as wide across the clavicles. And when you have, that's the Andrew Jack thing. That's one way that Andrew Jack really dominates these lineups. He comes out and he's 6'2" and his shoulders are this wide. So immediately you're like, geez, you're just drawn to him. He makes people look small. And yeah, I mean, he's like 285, 295. He's in that range. He's pushing 300 pounds on stage, Andrew. But one of the main reasons he looks so big is the height and the width. It's not just the thickness of the muscle. Because, I mean, you got shorter guys that pack as much muscle, but because they're shorter, you take a huge short guy and a huge tall guy, you put them next to each other. The tall guy looks bigger. He's taking up more space on Earth. Just how it goes. Let's see, Olympia then. Awesome, Zeppa. Yeah, I'd like to go to Texas, but, it didn't work out. So what else we got? Yeah, so I'm going to wrap it up, guys, because we don't have a lot to say. Hunter looking like the champ here today. He's made very, very noticeable improvements since we saw him last at the Olympia last December. And I think he's punching his ticket today, which means he doesn't need, if he wins this, he won't need a win at the Texas. He's already got his Olympia qualification, but it will be a matter of pride. He's from Texas, born and raised. He's never done the Texas Pro. This is only the 3rd annual edition of the Texas Pro. He wants that title. He wants to bring that title home, keep it in Texas. So yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. So that's it. We're going to be back in a few hours. So if you have your notifications on YouTube and on your phone, you'll see when we're coming back and we can talk about the results. We'll see how it all shakes out very, very soon. Shows coming up in the finals are starting in a little over 2 hours. They're going to do wellness, bikini, and then open bodybuilding. So we'll see. We'll see if it works out for Hunter, and we'll see where the other guys place too, because we'll have all placings except for the last 3. They'll do top 6 placings. There's only 9 guys, so we'll see, guys. So thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, and again, notifications on so you know when we put out the content. Thank you so much for watching, guys. See you again very soon. Bye-bye.